Hello, everyone, and finally, after 2 full weeks, or 3 weeks at least, I may promise you guys I'm going to see Finding Dory. I finally did with my family, and I'm finally here to give you my review of the movie. Wait, which movie was it again? Oh yeah, the character who has sort of memory loss of a movie. Well, Finding Dory is all about. It's like it takes place about 1 year later after the first Finding Nemo. At least it takes about a year later. And it's like it reestablishes, like there's a day that essentially Dory gets like memoirs or like flashbacks of her really interesting past. Okay, before I say anything else, Dory is the cutest kid fish ever. She seriously is. Her eyes are just enormous. And you're just like, oh, she's so cute. And she really is. She's just the cutest fish ever. And yeah, it's just awesome. Essentially, she has like memoirs, like flashbacks, kind of like in Memento. At least it's just really shockingly weird as Memento, but not as disturbed as Memento. Oh, wouldn't that be weird? It's like Dory just turns and kills Marlin and Nemo. It's like crazy. But whatever. Yeah. But she essentially remembers that, like I said in my review, Finding Nemo, like it takes place in the ocean, in the reef of Australia. And, she remembers, like, her past, where it was. It was like it was in an aquarium, all the way in some part of California, they say. Apparently, fish know geography. I didn't realize that. But essentially, she says, Marlin and Nemo, I need you guys, because if I do this myself, I'll forget and bugger off, and I'll be lost. Essentially, and eventually, it's like, Marlin and Nemo, they tag along, being the kid who voices Nemo, it's not the same kid as before, it's a different kid, but honestly, for me, I couldn't tell at all. The voice, the father, and Ellen is still the same. It's both, it's still Ellen DeGeneres and Albert Brooks, and they both do a great job in this movie. I love them both. And essentially, and they go across the ocean and across the aquarium that's located in California. And essentially, through that, it's kind of like, that a feeling of, like, the lost and pound feel to it. And at the very least, it gives you along the story as you meet a couple characters in the aquarium, especially, an octopus named Hank, voiced by Ed O'Neill, who is an absolute standout. I loved his character. I honestly thought his character would have been more funny, but he very much played his role very, very seriously and very determinedly. He was kind of like Squidward, and it's like it's kind of like when you watch SpongeBob, when Ellen and Dory and Hank bounce off each other. It's very much like SpongeBob and Patrick from SpongeBob SquarePants. Essentially, she looks for her family, and, it's just that type of family. Recruiting your own past, remembering and forgetting what it is. The film is at the center, in my opinion, two big things. Number one, finding your past and knowing how to knowing and admitting, or they facing your past and dealing with that. And the second thing is that it is essentially it's about accepting. I wouldn't say it's about accepting your disorder if you do have one or not, but it's about like how you shouldn't really take yourself that seriously. It's alright to laugh. It's alright to be upset about it at times. And you can even make jokes about yourself about admittedly, if you can at least take it. And but it doesn't really advocate the point of, you being like, oh, you can do that, you can laugh at other people. It's just like, no, that doesn't work like that. You can laugh at yourself for certain things. It's like, okay, I screwed up. I forgot. You know what? That's what I do. Haha. Like, it's perfectly fine, and they perfectly admit that's so normal, and it's alright. It's a great message. It's like, it's essentially saying to yourself, fucking hell. However. But it has a feeling of like, just kind of come to grips with the past and your true self and how it's going to be unreal within the story. One of the most, for me at least, one of the most heartbreaking moments for me, at least in the movie, is a line when Marlon says to Dory, it's like, you go over there, you sit there and you forget. That's all you're good at. And I'm just like, what a dick move, man. Like, that's so mean. But aside from that, what's really good about this? What's is good? Aesthetically, in the way it looks, this is probably the best looking anime movie I've seen in a good while. And maybe it's probably more well animated than Kung Fu Panda 2, 3 and Zootopia, in my opinion. Whatever. This is, okay, on the side of Pixar, it's the most beautiful looking Pixar movie. Technically speaking, the most beautiful and the most aesthetically most well done of what they needed to look like, essentially. Like with last year with The Good Dinosaur and Inside Out, either what you, and I know The Good Dinosaur is a bit mixed, and Inside Out is just praised. It's like, if you like this film or not, at least what I want to bring about of Inside Out is that either you like the film or not, I don't. I think it's severely overrated. Is that film, while watching it, was not visually impressive. Either you like the film or not, despite that, it's like, admit it, everyone. It's like, it's not the most well-animated movie ever. It's like, do you really see all the fine line work? It's like, I don't. Completely off focus. I'm sorry for doing that. It's really off tangent. But the animation looks beautiful. The voice catching is excellent. I really did love watching this movie again. And I definitely do see myself, I would say, being a proud owner of this movie in the future. And saying, would I want to see this again in a theater? I don't know, because I don't know. But it's like, is this a movie for me, like, that I want to rush back into theaters and watch again? Probably not. Is this the movie that I would want to buy on DVD and own? Probably so. And like, if you know anything about what I said before in many reviews, is that replayability for me is one of the biggest, if not the biggest factor. If I see a movie and I say, well, that was good, I don't need to see it ever again, then to me at least, that's a huge problem, because, well, I'm not saying every film has to quench my thirst for film, but what I'm saying is that, you at least gotta deliver on certain elements that need to be those most necessary components to making a good film. And it still does. It gives us plenty of great moments. You get to see these great characters like this beluga and this whale shark, who are just awesome characters. These two seals, one of them voiced by Idris Elba, which is awesome as always. Oh my god, there's so many great moments in this movie. There's a highlight chase scene at the end with this, like this bridge, and using the seals. Oh, what was this? Oh no, it was using the otters, and that was so clever, and it was so funny, and it was so cute. I love that. There's a lot of cute moments in this movie. There really was, but I don't think there was enough heart-wrenching moments. And while there was moments where it would show the uglier side of the characters, whenever it does focus on the more beautiful side of the characters, or at least the most heartwarming moments, side of the characters, like with Marlon and Nemo, it feels like, okay, yes, we know they're like that. We've seen this before. They're not really venturing into something new here. And to me, those moments really kind of detracted. Like, if there's one thing that I think I could speak for everyone, I don't want everyone to speak for everyone on that thing, but if anyone knows anything about Pixar, is that it knows how to hit those emotional moments really well. Like Toy Story 2, those two films could easily make me cry if they could. Toy Story 2 with the backstory of Jessie, that moment always makes me cry. It's one of the most powerful moments in my opinion of any film ever. The first 10 minutes of Up is powerful. The good majority of The Incredibles is really emotional, and Ratatouille and so many others. And while this film is emotional, I don't think it is as emotionally wrecking as it could really be. I feel like those heavier dramatic moments weren't utilized as well enough. And I feel like I personally wish there could have been more emotional moments that just felt that much more powerful. Maybe it will be for the next generation, but I don't know. It just didn't work for me. That's one of my problems with the film. My other problem is, granted, I don't question the moments or scenes. I don't question that. I think there's some moments that feel like they need a place. But for me, I felt the length of the film. The film is only I don't know how much longer. How long is it? Let's see. Alright. Length. It is an hour and 45 minutes. And honestly, it felt like 2 hours. To me, it was like, by the end, I'm just like, how... At a certain point when... Spoiler, at the point when Dory does find her family, her mom and dad, at the moment I could really feel the not the weight at the moment, but the length of the film. I'm just kind of like, it felt like a real breather scenes. I'm like, oh, how beautiful, how sweet. Say, how long was this again? Oh, jeez. Like, to me, it really was like a moment that kind of, it's a beautiful moment, but it still kind of threw me out of the movie. I don't know why it did, but it's still a very good movie. But yeah, there's so many good moments in this movie, and it's technically wise the most well animated Pixar movie yet. I love the way it's done. I love the way it looks. It's visually gorgeous. The voice acting is still great. The script is still good. I heard a lot of complaints about the first act of this movie. Honestly, I had very little problems with that. I hear people saying, "Oh no, it's doing the typical sequel things to do." I'm like, really? Were you actually watching the fucking film? Were you actually watching the beginning of the film? I've heard some people say, "Oh, we're going to do this again," on the type of again and not this again type of stuff. I'm like, what? I'm like, were you actually freaking watching the film? There's no way they say that. Oh well. But for me at least, the beginning was just as solid as everything else. And I felt like there were so many iconic moments. In my opinion, like, really iconic moments in the first one was, the inside the whale and inside the dentist's office. You got to see the turtles and their wind thing again. That was you get to see again in this movie, which I loved. The turtle talks like, "Dude, leave me in, dude." I love that character so much. I could watch a spin-off based on him forever. I really could. I love that character. Again, and just like the first film, there's so many environments that are like, I remember that. That was a great moment. Like, the inside of the whale, the jellyfish type of stuff. Those big highlight moments in the first one. I think this movie has strong moments like that. Like like I said before, there's an ending chase, and there's a moment where there's a big crossroad point where it's like going this way, this way. Like Dory says within her flashbacks, which I love how to utilize that. I think that was technically very, very well done in my opinion. I give mad props to the writing of how she gets her memories. I give mad props to the writers for that. I really do. It is really, really well done. It's almost like a well-constructed wool knitting, wool type of thing that you would knit. To me, it was just wielded very, very well within the story arc. And how, it's like those flashbacks that Dory has, they're not in chronological order. Well, they kind of, okay, that's an error. That's an error I just discovered. The way she got her flashbacks were very much in chronological order, and when you do have flashbacks to your past, or at least understanding a certain level of psychology, at least, you would know that when you get flashbacks to your past, they're not always in chronological order. There's certain points in your memory where you're like, oh, I remember this, and this, and this, and this. Let's say those 4 things that you remember. That's 4 big highlights from your childhood. But you would be like, but which one came first? Which one's second, third, and fourth? Which was the last? It's like, that goes through your mind. So you're kind of like, are you really painting a realistic feel for that? I don't know for sure. I could be extremely nitpicking at this point. But at this point, I really do. The big question lies now: do I love this film? I would say I'm very close. I would say straight door. I would say I really damn enjoyed it a lot. I would say on the level of like 1 not liking it, 10 loving it, I would be a solid 7.5. I don't know, and that's probably for me at least where my opinion and rating ultimately lies. I have a fair bit of problems with the movie. Like, I think the length, for me at least, the way it was told within structure-wise, I thought it was a bit too long at least. And I feel like I'm in no big rush to see it again. I think there's some moments that do kind of take me out of the film too much. But it's still a really well animated, brilliantly voice acted movie. And in the end, I just ended up. I wasn't as charmed by it, nor do I love it as much as the first Finding Nemo. Like for me, when I say my favorite Pixar movies, I say the Toy Story movies, all 3, The Incredibles, Finding Nemo, and what else? Probably Monsters Inc. Those are my 6 favorites. And for me, I probably rate Finding Dory, for me, as the same level as, for me at least, Up. I really do think it's damn good. It's really damn good. Is it my top 6 Pixar movies? Probably not, but I would say it's a truly, definitely worthy sequel to an anime movie. When you think about that, within recent years, there's like, sequels to anime movies, that works now. It's like, there's going to be, I don't think there's going to be a Lego Movie 2, but there's going to be one based on Batman. It's like, that's great. There's How to Train Your Dragon 2, that was awesome. But it's like, yeah, so many sequels, anime sequels do work. Kung Fu Panda 2 works. Shrek 2 worked. But it's like, Pixar. When we think of Pixar now, it's like, that's a kiss of death of sequels because of how much I don't like. I personally don't like Monsters University. I think that's not a good film, and I think everyone at this point knows how bad Cars 2 is, because that's a totally stupid, dumb, pointless film that has no need to exist. But I'm beating a dead horse with another dead horse at that point when I talk about Cars 2. But nonetheless, for me, it's like, this is definitely among the top 8. I'll probably rate this on the same level as Up, like I said before. But in the end, that's my opinion on the film as a whole. Do I love this film? It's just one of my favorites of the year so far. I would say this is within the top 10, within my top 5. I don't know. Again, that completely comes down to total, complete, 100% my own biased opinion, really. But in the end, you know what? Finding Nemo, in my opinion, when it comes to Pixar sequels, it's not as good as Cars 2. I mean, Jesus Christ, no. I take that back. I take it back. It's definitely better than Cars 2, but it's not as good as Toy Story 2. And in the end, that's just my opinion, man. And in the end, I think I just challenged the dude from the Big Lebowski there. What you doing, man? But as a whole, Finding Dory for me, it's a really good time. If you're drunk, no, I'm just kidding. It's Jeffrey Jones. But I would say I really did enjoy this film. And for me, at least, it's a really, really damn enjoyable film, and I would totally recommend it for families. I don't think it was emotionally as gripping as the first one, but I'm going to give Finding Dory, in my opinion, I'm going to give it an 82%. I think it's a really good movie. Personally speaking, of the 3 anime movies so far this year, I would say this is just, for me, I would rank this Finding Dory, Zootopia, Kung Fu Panda 3, which Kung Fu Panda 3 of the 3 animated movies of the year so far. because I have not seen Angry Birds. Get out of here. But in the end, I'm gonna get, that's my rating for the movie, everyone. This review itself is quite longer than I realized it would be. It's by this point at least 20 minutes. Right, okay. Oh, geez, that's quite long. Actually, on YouTube, you'll be seeing this. So, yeah. In the end, that's just my opinion, and take it for what it's worth. And, till then, everyone, thank you very much. And remember, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. No more, no less. Just keep swimming. Goodbye. And remember, Finding Dory for me has a final rating of an 82%. Remember that, because Dory won't.